What's up, Kia 2 Technical? I'm back again with another video, and today I wanted to make this video because someone on Twitter that is following me asked me a little question about, let me see if I can find it, because I had posted on my channel, on my Twitter page that, let me go read the post real quick. So pretty much I had posted that I just pretty much said I never thought I would have 3 folding phones at the same time, and I said it's kind of overwhelming. And somebody had asked me a question, and I will try to drop this in the video somewhere. The person is MSIMS, if you want to see it for yourself. There it is. They asked me which is best, and I did not know what to say at the time, but then they came back and said, I'm curious your opinion. They're curious of my opinion on best one you have. So here I am making this video right now. Like I said, this is the Samsung Galaxy ZFold4, Google Pixel Fold, OnePlus Open. First, let's deal with the outer displays. Which one do I like using better? So I'm going to be very, very truthful in this video. I'm always truthful in my videos, but I'm going to be even more truthful. So first, I thought it was this one. When this was the only one that I had, I was like, man, this size, this look, this feel is amazing. But that's before I got in the OnePlus Open. Ever since I've gotten the OnePlus Open, this outer display experience has been phenomenal for me. This is like using a regular size smartphone, even though I think this is only like 6.3 inches. The worst outer display experience for me is the ZFold4. I originally had a ZFold3, which, you know, was a little bit taller on the outside display, and they called themselves narrowing it, which they really didn't. They just made the outer display a little shorter, but not much. That's why this is the worst outer display for me to use, and I can show you that because when you are texting on the outer display on your ZFold4, it is kind of cramped. It doesn't bother me too much, but I feel like it is pretty much unusable when it compares to your outer display keyboard on your on your Google Pixel Fold. As you can see, it gets a tad bit better on your Google Pixel Fold, but then when you come over to your OnePlus Open, it really gets even better over here, because this is like using a regular size smartphone on the outer display. So that is how I feel when it comes to the outer display. This outer display beats both of these outer displays any day. This is first, this will be second, and this is third. You know, Samsung has got to get better with their outer display, and this is crazy because this year they'll be on their 6th variant of the ZFold line, and I still don't know if they're going to be able to, you know, compare the outer display with these two devices, you know. But if they can do that, then, you know, they may give these two a run for their money, but I doubt it, because like I said, they've been in the game doing this longer than, they've been making foldables longer than Google and OnePlus put together. So pretty much these are their two folding phones, pretty much their two first folding phones, pretty much, besides Oppo, because you know Oppo and OnePlus is pretty much working together, or this is the sister company of that. We all know that the Google Pixel Fold 2 will be coming out this year, which is going to be called the Google Pixel 9 Fold or something like that. And then OnePlus has said they are not putting out OnePlus Open 2 this year, and I'm quite fine with it, because this is pretty much almost like, if it's not broke, don't fix it kind of vibe. So that is how I feel about the outer displays. So pretty much I can pick up and go towards my OnePlus Open for the outer display usability, because it just feels more comfortable, I don't know, and more natural in my hand. It feels like a regular size smartphone, as you can see. But if it had to come to quality wise, like quality wise as in display and colors, the colors are a lot more better and truer and brighter on your Samsung Fold than it is on both of these devices, because you're working a AMOLED display here. I don't know what the display is over here, but as you can see, the blacks, it's a little bit more dark black here than it is over here, and I like the colors over here better than over here. Just like with the same as this, the colors on here are, you know, okay, but it just looks a lot more darker on the ZFold4 than it does these two devices. So with the colors, I'm gonna have to give it to the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold for the colors. When it comes down to the multitasking capability, that's where it's going to go to the Samsung Z Fold 4 all the way. I like the fact that you can have 3 apps open at the exact same time over here, and multitasking looks phenomenal. Now, when you come to the Google Pixel Fold, you can only have 2 open at a time. It works, but it's still a bummer that you cannot have 3. Over here, you can have 3, but the way they do it is trash. So the way they do it on your OnePlus Open is you can have 3 apps open at the exact same time, but it's really not multitasking, because you have to swipe through these apps in order to use them. You know, that's not multitasking to me. The way Samsung does it on their Z Fold, they have it pretty much in the bag. Their multitasking skills are untouchable. So I'd have to give it to Samsung for the multitasking skills. So now we can come over here and turn it on the back. They all have their own kind of little look and feel on the back. Don't mind this. I do currently have a skin on there from Extreme Skins, but this is your camera setup on your Z Fold 4, and I like this setup a tad bit better, only because this will give you that flat lay almost design on the table. This is your Google Pixel Folds camera setup. You know, it's different. And then this is your OnePlus Opens camera setup with the big camera on the back. So you do not get a flat lay down display with your Google Pixel Fold. You do kind of get one on your Z Fold 4. It still wobbles, but look, it doesn't wobble as much. And I'd rather use something that doesn't wobble as much. And then now let's test out the camera lay down on there. And look, it's perfect. The camera lay down flat. It's flat. It's almost laying flush on the table with your Google Pixel Fold. So I'm gonna have to give it to the Google Pixel Fold with it laying flush on the table. So now let's go to feel. How do these feel? This does feel nice. You know, it does feel nice. It has a little weight to it. This does feel nice in the hand. Also kind of slippery, but it does feel nice. But this just feels amazing. I don't know what they're using, but this just feels lightweight, easy to hold, easy to use. And maybe that is why I love using this so much. The hinge does not stick out as much as it does on your Google Pixel Fold. You know, does give you some more grip to grab onto, but it does not it just doesn't stick out as much on your OnePlus Open as it does on your Google Pixel Fold, and it does not really stick out much on your ZFold4. But I did mess up my ZFold4 hinge. It did drop and get some little nicks, dings in it. Nothing too bad. But this hinge here is pretty much clear, no trouble there. This one is also pretty much good and intact. Now we can turn over to opening up all three of the devices so you can just see what they look like opened up side by side, if we can get that side by side view. So pretty much this is what you are looking like with your ZFold4, Google Pixel Fold, and OnePlus Open. So of course the Google Fold is the elephant in the room because it sticks. It's different. This opens like maybe a little book or whatever, like a little notebook or a book if you want to say. And I really don't I really don't care for this angle. I wish it could be this way like these two foldables are. I like using my folding device in this angle here. This is just kind of weird, you know, it's different. And yes, this screen is smaller than the two because it is the size that they made it and the way it is. And this also has a bezel, and these two hardly have a bezel. So that's that with the Pixel Fold. But now don't go in the comment section saying, hey, she's just talking bad about Google Pixel, because I'm not. It's just I have other devices now, you know, and I can really say what I really like and what I don't like. But pretty much I like all three of these devices. They all have something different to offer to the table. You know, if I did not like all three, I would not have all three. I have all three for a reason, because I like using all three, you know. I wanted to pick up a Google Pixel Fold because I was like, hey, this is Google's first time picking up, coming out with a folding device. Will I get the Pixel Fold 2? Probably not. I'm pretty much satisfied and comfortable with the look and the feel and the design on the Google Pixel Fold, you know. To me, this is a device to be like, hey, I still have first gen Google Pixel folding phone, you know, and I'm totally okay with keeping this for more years to come. Not only that, it's because I am actually paying installment plans on this, you know, so I'm pretty much stuck with this for 3 years anyway. So this Google Pixel Fold is not going anywhere. I just want to throw that out there, you know. This Google Pixel Fold is not going anywhere, and I'm okay with that. Now these two are subject to change. I do plan on trading the ZFold4 in for the ZFold6 if they give me enough off for this device towards the ZFold6. So this will be leaving, you know, if the price is right. This, I just got the OnePlus Open. I will be keeping this for a while. I probably won't upgrade until 2025 because they're not coming out with another Open until 2025, which is next year, and I'm totally okay with that. But I am okay with knowing that this Google Fold won't be going anywhere anytime soon. Now next, this is what these two devices look like side by side. You know, I thought I really love the way this looked and feel in the hand. Yes, this does feel nice in the hand, but this is kind of slim. This is kind of shorter when you compare it to your OnePlus Opens inner display. This is more rounder, and I like this rounder look. I feel like I can hold on to this a lot better too because it is a lot lighter and thinner. This is nice. Which reminds you, I'm coming from a ZFold3 to the ZFold4, and I felt like the ZFold3 was a tad bit taller, which it was because the outer display was just a tad bit taller. This is a little bit more shorter in the inside, so you know, I feel like I'm missing some of that screen action there. And this feels I don't know, it just feels nice in my hand. I just love using this. But first, before we move any further in this video, let me go pull up the screen size in the inside, because I do want to know what each and every screen has to offer in the inside. I know I'm a tech person, but I do forget the dimensions of the inside of the screen. So let's just do the Pixel Fold. Let me type it in real quick, bear with me. Inner screen. So I just want to make sure that I'm telling you the right information. Okay, so your Google Pixel Fold, it has let's come back out to the outer display real quick. So the outer display this is a 5.8 inch outer display, which you can tell because it's short, you know, not too bad. The inside display is 7.6 inches. This is pretty much 192.3 millimeters display this way, but it's 7.6 inches the inside of your Google Pixel Fold. Now let's do the inner display, ZFold4. Let's see. Okay, so your ZFold4, the outer display on your ZFold4 is 6.2 inch. This was 5.6 inch. This is a 6.2 inch on the outer and a 7.6 inch on the inner, which these two have the exact same screen on the inside. They're just different dimensions, and this is just set up differently pretty much. I know this is a 6.3 inch on the OnePlus Open, so this outer the screen is a tad bit bigger than both of these, because this is a 5.8, 6.2, 6.3. Now, if Samsung were to make a 6.3 inch display on their new foldable, then it'll match up with the same one on the OnePlus Open, and if it was rounded instead of square. That's another thing that I like about the OnePlus Open outer display. This is a more rounded device than the style on the outer display on your Samsung device. So now let's go over to your OnePlus Open. So your OnePlus Open inner display is 7.82 inches, a tad bit bigger by the edge. The outer display is, they named their outer display weird. It's 6.31 inches. So, you know, that's different. Those are two digits at the end, than having a digit here, then 5.8, 6.2. This is 6.31. So those are the dimensions on the inner and outer display. I just wanted to throw that in there so people aren't like, hey, she's not telling the sizes of the device. I should have told it earlier, but hey, it is what it is. So pretty much that is what that is. And I just like using the OnePlus Open. I don't know, I just feel more comfortable with using the OnePlus Open overall. I'm just gonna say overall, because I just it just is what it is. You know, I'm not biased when it comes to different tech. As you can see, I have 3 different companies making their foldables in 3 different ways. Google is straight like this, OnePlus, Samsung. So, you know, I'm not just gonna say I like all Samsung stuff, and I can't say I like all Google stuff, and I cannot say I like all OnePlus stuff, because that is not true. It was a time where I wouldn't touch a OnePlus device. It was a time where I wouldn't touch a Google Pixel Fold, and I always had a Google device, and I always had to have a Samsung device. But that has changed now. I'm a tech person, and I like to try different tech and see what different companies have to offer. And right now, the OnePlus Open is the one, minus the multitasking. Now, if this had multitasking, like the ZFold4 had multitasking, this would be a super duper killer. It still is. But this one here, I don't know, it just feels comfortable and it just works for me more. But another thing that is going to knock these two off of their feet is that, sorry about that noise, is that the Samsung folding devices has a S Pen, you know. These two are nothing because they do not have an S Pen. I know this is capable of a stylus, but there's a difference. This is a whole S Pen. This has a button. Look, this has functions that you can use with your S Pen. I could get a stylus and use a stylus on here and a stylus on here. Styluses are just rubber tips to let you use them on a touchscreen device. This is a S Pen. This can only be used with your Samsung device. See, it's not going to work on any other device. And the fact that I have access to that on this folding phone, that just blows these two away, and it always will until another company can come out with a S Pen. A pen like this that actually has functions that works on a folding smartphone. That's the killer. That's the killer with the Samsung device folding smartphones, is that they're capable of having a S Pen. Even though they don't work on that outer display, they still work on the inner display. See, Samsung has things they have to work on too. Another thing that I do not really care for on your OnePlus Open is the camera placement. I do not like the camera there. That bugs me, because if I go to something, say I went to something that had a white page, or when I'm in a YouTube video and I'm watching a YouTube video, then let me just play one of my videos just to show you what I'm talking about. If I wanted to look at this in full view, I can do that, but I have to see that ugly camera. Not saying that it's the worst, but I kind of wish it wasn't there at all. I kind of wish they could have put their camera built in inside of the bezel, and that is why your Google Pixel Fold has a huge bezel, because they actually put their camera inside of the bezel. And I do not like the camera placement on here. It's under the screen. Yes, it doesn't bother me, but the camera, front-facing camera on your ZFold4 is trash to me, because it's under the camera and that technology is not there yet. So if I had to choose the better placement with the inside front-facing cameras, I'm going to have to go with the Google Pixel Fold, because it's actually built into the bezel. And I really do like that. But pretty much all of these devices do the exact same thing, just in a different way. These two are more customizable than this one. If you're out there and you're looking for something just stock Android, then the Google Pixel Fold is for you. But if you want something that you can have a little bit more freedom with, then I would recommend you pick up a OnePlus Open or Samsung ZFold4. Now, if you want super duper customization, then the Samsung is gonna be the way to go, because Samsung has it good lock. You get better customization on your lock screen and on your always on display than you do on your OnePlus Open. Always on display. The always on display on your Google Pixel Fold is pretty much not good really at all. That is bland to me. So I do like the always on display on the Samsung device. Battery, like I said, I'm coming from the ZFold 3. Battery on the ZFold 3 was horrible. Battery on here is better. it's better. Battery on here is real good. Battery on here is superb for me over here. It is great. What time is it? It is 5:05 and I am currently sitting at 55%. That is not bad, and I really like that I'm able to have a folding smartphone with almost perfect battery life. And that brings us to another part of the video. I'm going to let's go see what kind of batteries all three of these are actually carrying. So just bear with me real quick. Let's do OnePlus Open battery. Battery size. So the OnePlus Open is running 4,805. If I'm reading that right, 4,805 milliamp hour battery. So that there is not bad. This does not have wireless charging, but you do get a 67 watt charge. It does get 67 watts of charge, and this is running last year's 8 Gen 2 processor, which is not bad at all. I do like it. Your Pixel Fold has a 4,821 milliamp battery, and this is running Tensor. This is running the Tensor Tensor G1 chip. Yes, Tensor G1 chip, which is also last year's chip. This is your ZFold. That's your Pixel Fold. Now let's do your ZFold4. This is running a 4,400 milliamp battery. So out of all three of these, this has the smallest battery, with this being the second highest. So it's first, second, and then third with the battery. This is running the you get 15 watts charging here, wireless charge. You get wireless charging here, you get no wireless charging here, but that does not matter because this has fast charging and it really works. This is running the 8 Gen 2 processor, I believe. Yes, I believe all three. Yeah, I believe this is running the 8 Gen 2 processor, just like this is running the 8 Gen 2 processor. And that processor is not bad. Yes, it's a year behind, but that is okay. I guess that's okay for me. I'm not a big I'm not into processors that much, you know. Of course, the better processor, the later the processor, the better, the faster the phone will be, you know, so on and so on. And another thing, all three of these devices are capable of having 160 hertz refresh rates on the inner and outer display, but with like everything, every device, smart tech, whatever I buy, if it's able to use 120 hertz, I always leave it at 60. This is running 60 hertz, this is running 60 hertz, this is running 60 hertz, and they all still run smooth for me. No lags, no hiccups. You know, you might be like, oh Kia, why do you have these nice smartphones that you paid a lot of money for, even though I really didn't, and you're not using them to their full capability? It's because this is how I want to run my devices.